is less than 0 for all x and I, then f is decreasing on I. And the third one we're going to say, if f prime of x is equal to 0 for all x and I, then f is constant on I. I'm going to draw pictures for my class to understand all they're basically saying is this. Let's suppose this is A, and let's suppose this is B. I'm gonna draw the graph right here, so Miss Lindsay can tell me what the graph is doing. Miss Lindsay, what's the graph doing right in here?
It's breaking. Or
She might need a little help here. Can anybody else describe what this graph is actually doing?
decreasing. Oh.
So we're trying to visualize the graph right over here is decreasing. We good? So therefore now if I ask Miss McNamara, what's the graph doing between A and B? So the graph right in here is constant. And now in that case, Miss Deanna, what's the graph doing over here? What this theme is basically telling you is, right in here, what it basically saying is, f prime of x is positive. What this is saying right here is, f prime of x is negative. And what it's saying right in here is, f prime of x equals 0. If the first derivative is positive, you know the graph is increasing. If the first derivative is negative, you know the graph is what? Decreasing. If the first derivative is equal to 0, it's constant. It's not increasing nor what? Decreasing. So now we're going to have guidelines for determining when the function is increasing or decreasing. we have to start off, we're gonna say let f be continuous on AB. The first thing you do is this, locate the critical values. How do you find the critical numbers? What do you do with the derivative?
Set it to 0.
So that is where f prime of x is equal to 0 or f prime of x undefined. And the second, set up a chart. Separating the critical numbers on the number line. Third, determine the sign, determine, let's do it this way, or if f prime of x is positive or negative, by choosing a test value in each interval. Fourth, if f prime of x is positive, the graph is increasing. If f prime of x is negative, then the graph is decreasing. So on our next test, we have little easy problems like this. And they say, given f of x equals x squared minus 4, determine the intervals where f is increasing or decreasing. y'all read my first step. What's the first thing you're supposed to do? What's the thing you're supposed to do?
Locate the critical numbers.
And if y'all don't like the word locate, let me change this. Let's change this to find. Find the critical numbers. How do you find the critical numbers?
Take the derivative.
And do what with it? So first I'm gonna find critical numbers. And next to that is nothing more than being f prime of x in this case is.
2x.
Then we say 2x equals what, class?
0.
So x is, this is our critical number. We good? What did the next step tell you to do?
Set up a chart.
So now we're gonna set up the chart. And it's just like we on the what, class? On the number line. How many critical numbers we got?
1.
We only got one. And then it says, by choosing a value in each interval. Now class, this separates at 0. All I want you to do is tell me a number on this side of 0. Pick a number on this side of 0.
-1.
Someone told me test -1. What's the value on this side?
1.
It says determine if f prime of x is positive or negative. You good, class? So all we gotta do now is, so we find f prime of -1, which is 2 times -1. We good, class? And what's 2 times -1?
-2.
So this is basically telling me over here, I don't care what number you put in, it's gonna be what, class? Negative. And then, class, we're gonna find f prime of 1, which is 2 times 1, which is, so that means what over here is positive. We good, class? So on this side of 0, what's the graph doing?
Decreasing. Or
So on this side, you know the graph is decreasing.
Yeah.
And on the other side of the graph, what's it doing?
it's increasing.
But I asked you to find the intervals. So therefore, you should be able to tell me it's decreasing. That's from -infinity up to 0. It's increasing from 0 to what? We good, class? So please keep in mind, like, this is -infinity back on this end, and this is positive infinity on this end. So from -infinity to 0 is doing what? Decreasing. From 0 to infinity is what? Increasing. Now class, if y'all sketch the graph of x squared minus 4, y'all know what it looks like. What's the shape of the graph?
Parabola.
Now, we already talked about this, class, we did this earlier. Remember, you know the graph is what? A parabola? And what's this -4 cause it to do? So the graph is down here at -4. And please note, when you sketch the graph, look what's happening here. It's decreasing over here and increasing over here. So therefore, if I want to know if the graph is increasing or decreasing, I should just take the first derivative and put a number in. If it's positive, it means the graph is going up. If it's negative, it means the graph is going where? Down. We all good with that? It doesn't matter what the function is. So let's pose this as number 2. And I have determined where increasing and decreasing. And I have f of x is equal to x cubed minus 9x. Nah, let's wait. It doesn't matter. We good, class? What's the first thing we're supposed to do?
Take the derivative.
How you find critical numbers?
Taking the derivative.
What's the derivative?
3x squared minus 9.
What are you gonna do with it?
Set it to 0.
How you gonna solve x?
Add 9 to each side.
So she told me to add 9 to both sides. Let's change my problem here, class. Y'all allow me to make this 27x? Will y'all allow me to make this 27x? I'm just doing this for y'all benefit. So just change that to 27. We good, class? Well, it's gonna work. This ain't gonna work like I want it to. Let's forget. We can do the both sides, class? So we're gonna add 27 to both sides. Now I have 3x squared is equal to 27. What are you gonna do then? 5. And I get?
X squared. 9.
What do you do then?
Square root.
So I gotta take the square root of x squared, and when I take this, it has to be plus or minus the square root of what? 9. So that means x is equal to?
3 minus 3.
So how many critical values we got?
2.
So this is my number line. We good, class? Now I have to put my places on the number line. So this is negative 3, and this is positive what? 3. This is a chart. Now we pick some numbers to test. What number you like to test right here?
-4.
What number you like to test in between here?
1.
Yeah, 0.
It doesn't matter what you pick. We good, class? What number you like to test here?
4.
So that means, class, we gotta find f prime of -4, we're gonna find f prime of 0, and we're gonna find f prime of positive what? 4. Now when you put it in -4, we're gonna have 3 times -4 squared minus what? 27? We good, class? What's -4 squared?
16.
What's 3 times 16?
48.
Somebody told me 48 minus what? 27? Which is? Now class, I don't really care what the number is. All I want to know is positive or negative. Is it positive or negative?
It's positive.
Now you can figure out the number if you want to. Cause all I need to know is whether it's positive or what? Negative. But we all know the answer is 48 minus 27, so y'all having a hard time.
21.
48 minus 27?
Hmm?
Huh? We good? Now when I put in 0, I got 3 times 0 squared minus 27, which is,
0. 0 minus.
hopefully y'all know this, negative what?
27.
We good? So right in here is what? Negative. Now I put in the 4, I have 3 times 4 squared minus 27, which is now 48 minus 27, which y'all can tell me is how much?
21.
It's positive. We good, class? But I asked you to tell me where the graph is increasing and what? Decreasing. We good? So y'all should be able to tell me now, where's the graph increasing? Where's the graph increasing at?
4.
Okay, class.
Infinity.
What's the graph doing right
negative
here?
4. Increasing.
So y'all know this is increasing right here, yes, no? What's the graph doing in between here?
Decreasing.
What's the graph doing here?
Increasing.
So can you write out the intervals for me? What's this interval right here?
Negative infinity to.
So this is negative infinity to,
Negative 4. Negative 3 here.
to negative 3. If you put it together, class, you do a little union, then it starts again at,
3.
and go to,
Infinity.
so it's increasing from negative infinity to negative 3. Then it jumps to start increasing from 3 to what? Infinity. Now look at it, can you tell me where it's decreasing?
Negative 3. Yeah.
So it's decreasing from negative 3 to what? 3.
3.
And that's all you have to do to determine whether the graph is increasing and when it's what? Decreasing. We good? They all gonna work the same way. Let's try one more. So now we have just would you put the cell phone away during class, sir?
Oh, I'm gonna take a picture.
Taking pictures and you're writing it at the same time?
I can't see it, I'm
Okay, alright. So we have x cubed minus 3 has x squared. We good, class? Continue on, sir. We won't stop you from taking notes. So we have x cubed minus 3 has x squared. And should this bother you simply because it got a fraction in it? So y'all need to help me out. We're gonna do the same thing. Find the critical numbers. What's the first derivative here?
3x squared.
So that's 3x squared minus
6/2.
minus oh my God. Help us.
Is it
Someone.
good?
The derivative of 3 has x squared? How much?
Okay, so
We good, class? And now, class, what do you do with this?
to equal 0.
So now I have 3x squared minus 3x equals 0. Now how am I going to solve for x?
Divide
Yes, Miss Sandy?
by 3.
Huh? Oh, tell me how to factor, I don't know. So she said we can take the 3x out. When I take the 3x out, what I got left?
X minus 1.
I still need to solve x. How can I do it? Okay, back to what the x values are. What are my critical numbers?
We divided.
What are my critical numbers? That's it? How'd you get 1?
Well, you have to set each value to 0. You would set 3x equals 0, and then x minus 1 equals 0, and then solve for x.
Okay, solve x for me.
Divide
3
3 from each side.
and
So x would be
0.
0, and then x would be 1 on the other side.
So that means we got 2 critical numbers, 0 and what? 1. So we set up our little chart. So this is 0, and this is 1. Now what value you like to test right here?
Negative 1.
What value you like to test in here?
1/2. 1/2.
1/2.
1/2.
What value you like to test here?
2.
How much?
2.
So that means now, class, we gotta find f prime of -1. We gotta find f prime of 1/2. And we gotta find f prime of 2. We good? So we gotta put it in the first derivative. So we have 3 times -1 squared minus 3 times -1. Now what's -1 squared?
1.
So this will be,
3 minus
and what's
Positive.
-3 times -1?
positive 3.
So the answer is
6.
positive and negative.
Positive.
You good, class? Now let's close, I got to put in the 1/2, so that's 3 times 1/2 squared minus 3 times 1/2. Now what's 1/2 squared?
Is it 1?
What's 1/2 squared?
Is it 1?
How much?
1?
What's 1/2 squared? Yes, Miss McNamara, what's 1/2 squared?
It's 2.
1/4.
Oh, 1/4.
And what's 3 times 1/2? So my class realized now I have 3/4 minus 3/2. What's 3/4 minus 1/2? Yes, Miss Lindsay?
Oh.
3/4 minus 3/2.
Is it 3 3/4? Yeah.
So they say this is -3/4. So that means it's negative in between here. Now I have to find f prime of 2, which is 3 times 2 squared minus 3 times 2. And what's 2 squared?
4.
And 3 times 4 is?
12.
So that's 12 minus 6, which is?
6.
So over here is what? So therefore, my class, and tell me where the graph is increasing at. Where is it increasing?
Negative infinity to 0. Union.
1 to infinity.
And where is it decreasing?
From 0 to 1.
0 to where?
1.
1.
Now, class, do not think every graph will be positive, negative, positive. It's not going to be like that. We good, class? It will not be like that. We understand all you have to do, class, every time? Take the first derivative, set it equal to 0, set up the chart, pick some test values, put it in the first derivative. If the first derivative is positive, it's increasing. If the first derivative is negative, is what? Decreasing. We good? Now I can tell you what this graph is gonna halfway look like then. What's the graph doing right here, class?
Increasing.
So the graph starts going up, then what does it do?
Going down.
It go back down, then what does it do?
Go back up.
I know this from right here, class. I know it goes up, come back down, and then goes back what? Up. Can y'all see that?